guys, thanks for tuning in again. This is my beautiful mother, and she is fabulous in 40, and she has a bronze goddess look. She is ready for a night on the town. So this is all about, one, getting the bronze goddess look and letting you know that your fabulosity or your fabulousness never has to stop. So stay tuned.
It's all about skin. So I'm prepping your skin with Involute moisturizer. Now I'm using my MAC 180 or 190 brush to apply the product. But if you're at home and you're doing this on yourself, you can definitely use your fingers. So the product that I'm using now to contour her cheeks and really define her cheekbones here is the Neuron Cream Foundation. It's an amazing palette, and I'll tell you more about that on the blog, but I'm actually mixing it in with a little bit of their primer. I learned this technique from a workshop that I went to. It was really amazing because it has a really flesh-like look and really blends well into the skin because I'm using my Studio Gear angled bronzer brush to really buff in and blend the color. This is a really excellent tool for just blending in the color. MAC also has the 187 brush is really good at this as well. But you just really want to make sure that you're blending, you don't have any obvious flaws. The pink ball of goodness, the Beauty Blender sponge. I'm using this to rub on a second shade of the Neuron Cream Foundation, which is a lighter shade, to highlight the center of her face here. The Beauty Blender sponge really allows you to get in the corner by the nose and the inner corner of the eye, just really helping you to blend the product so you don't get a lot of buildup or gunk or that cakey look that comes. So you really just want to make sure that you're blending the color into the previous color, the darker color that you used for contour. And you also want to make sure to highlight the face. So you can see we're going kind of down the center, working our way down the side of the nose in this kind of triangular shape under the eye that forms. So now we really want to work on highlighting down the bridge of the nose to make sure that stands out. And then we're going to do the same thing on the chin. And really going back in to blend in that color into the deeper color as I mentioned earlier. So just making sure there's no obvious lines of demarcation and making sure that she has a flawless finish before we start on any other areas of the face. It is really important to add product to the eyelids, the concealer and powder, because sometimes if you're not using the primer, your concealer, your foundation, and your powder can act as a primer for your eyeshadow to stick onto so that color lasts longer and it's richer and you have more color payoff once you've added the foundation and powder. So that's what we're doing here right now, and I'm again using that 190 MAC brush. So now I'm using my Makeup Forever Camouflage Cream Palette in number 5 to go back in and really define her cheekbones, to add a little more oomph. To create the depth that Kim Kardashian and some of these other stars create for their red carpet looks and photo shoots, it's all about layering products. So that's what we're going back in and doing with this cream. And it's just really going to help define her cheeks, as you can see. And I'm using my MAC 227 brush to go back in. And I'm going to come back in and blend it so it doesn't come off as harsh as it seems right now. But this is really going to really help define that jawline for her. Using my brown brushes, angled bronzer brush, I'm pouring back in with the MAC Mineralized Powder in dark. And I am just kind of layering that same area where we just added the cream palette. So again, it's all about layering. It's all about matching those shades to create that bronze goddess FAB and 40 look that we're going for today. Now I am sealing the deal and finishing our face off here with Cavo's Blu-ray press powder in shade 40. For the lips, I'm lining them with MAC Cork lip liner. I'm going to fill them in. You want to get for a very precise application. You want to get into those inner corners. You want to make sure to fill in the lip a little bit to layer the color. But this is MAC lip liner in Cork. Lip liner is used to fill in your lip color to help your lip color to stay longer, but it's also used to enhance the shape of your lip. So when you're applying your lip liner, it's important that you have a well-sharpened lip liner. So keep a pencil sharpener handy in your makeup bag. Cork is just a really great flesh tone lip liner, especially for African American women. It's one of my staples. You guys will see me use it in probably every tutorial, at least once. But it's a really great color. I'm brushing on a nice soft nude shade, which is MAC Touch lipstick here. It's a really satiny, soft color. Goes well with Cork. And you can find all of the ingredients on our blog, which is trinajmakeup.blogspot.com to find out a little bit more, but I'm applying it with a lip brush for a very precise, again, well-defined lip. I brushed on a neutral gloss, a coat, just one coat of neutral gloss, and now I'm going in back with MAC Lady Gaga Lip Glass, and I'm going into the inner of the pout, the inner portion here in the middle to really add depth to the lip. Well-defined, rich pigments, layered colors, and now we've got our highlight in the center of the pout. I'm adding this warm shade from my Alcone palette here. These are all matte shades in this palette. This is a really great warm shade to just define the shape of the eye, going into the socket and the crease to warm up that area before we start adding our shimmers and glitters and all that good stuff. We all know that makeup is all about blending, and I love fluffy brushes like this that really help to blend out the color. I'm really working it into her crease, and I'm also going to work it into her inner corner here in her eye. So you want to work the color there as well, but you want to make sure that you're not having any obvious lines of demarcation. You want to make sure to blend it out, make sure everything is smooth, and there are no harsh lines. To define her crease, I am using this brown, warm, matte brown shade here again from my same Alcone palette. There are some other similar colors that you can use in other brands, but really what's important here is following the natural arc of her eye or your eye to cut the crease here. Now I am dabbing on a color that is actually discontinued from MAC, but it's very similar to Dazzleite in MAC to give you the same look. But I'm just dabbing this on the inner corner to highlight. It's going to really emphasize her eyes here and give her the shimmer look that we're really going for. So just dabbing that and focusing in on the inner corner of the lid. And I'm just continuing to blend in and build on the color here. I'm adding MAC's Gold Mine, which is one of my favorite eyeshadows, which is probably why it looks a little depleted, maybe time for a refill. But so I'm adding this to the kind of center outer corner, towards the outer corner of the lid here, and just kind of to give 3 different shades that are in that same golden tone along the lid. Up next is Antique, which is another one of my favorite MAC shadows. And if you can tell, we're kind of staying in the same shade family because we just want everything to get a little bit richer, a little bit more pigment in it, and staying true to the bronze goddess look that we're trying to accomplish today. For the eyeliner on this look, I'm using MAC's Matte Black Shadow in Carbon, which I'm not trying to have a tight line here. We want it to be a little smoked out and smudgy to smudge into the bronze that we've already applied. So I'm just going against it, her lashes, with an angle brush. This is also by MAC. And I'm just going really close to the base of the lashes, and as you can see, I'm working that color out so it is blended and it is a little bit more smoked with the most intensity up against the lash line. I'm going inside the waterline with thin knives, a black pencil liner here, and just getting right in that waterline. Be careful if you have too much at the end when you sharpen your pencil. You don't want it to get in your or your client's eye. So use a tissue. Always have tissues in your kit or tissues on your vanity when you're getting ready. So get off the excess and then you can start reapplying. Now I'm going to smudge a little bit of the Antique here at the base of the lashes, the lower lashes here, and I'm just going softly up against the lashes using an Eco Tools shadow brush. Time for highlighting. So here I'm using MAC's Trace Gold, which has a lot of gold and pink reflex in it. A really iridescent, nice shadow, perfect for highlighting. So I'm adding it to the cheekbone here, just going in up against the cheekbones because this is where we want to highlight. For the apples of the cheeks, I'm using MAC's Powder Blush in Pinch Me. I love blush. See how that just livened up my face? For the brows, I'm using this limited edition palette. It's really dark brown, so it's just about the same shade as her brows here, and I'm going in using an angle brush. And that's it. Now we're done. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you like the finished look. Please put your comments and everything below. Thanks for watching.